The Assembly will now hear an address by His Excellency Mr. Peter Kent of Canada.
Mr. President, Madam Secretary General, distinguished delegates and representatives, Excellencies, Le Canada salue.
Canada welcomes this important opportunity to focus on the progress made and the challenges remaining in addressing the vulnerabilities of small island developing states.
Years since the adoption of the Mauritius strategy, and while much has been accomplished, there is still work to be done. Today we're here to help strengthen the ability of small island development states to respond to their specific challenges through a renewed partnership between small island developing states and the international community. Canada recognizes that small island developing states have demonstrated their commitment to promote sustainable economic and development principles in their development strategies. We applaud the progress that has been made in the implementation of the Mauritius strategy. Canada is committed to helping small island states in these efforts through the provision of targeted assistance. For instance, Canada has provided $100 million to the World Bank pilot program on climate resilience, targeting funding to the small island developing states in the Pacific, Caribbean, and Africa. $400 million for international climate change efforts this fiscal year with the support to the most vulnerable in mind. $20 million for the World Bank's catastrophe risk insurance facility, the largest single contribution. And delegates, $600 million over 10 years in development assistance for the Caribbean community region. Given our long-standing historical and cultural ties to the country, Canada has made aid to Haiti a particular priority, providing more than $500 million of assistance to the country. As we all know, ladies and gentlemen, efforts at the national, bilateral, and regional levels need to be complemented by effective international support. One of the key strengths of the United Nations is its broad network of experts, making it uniquely placed to address the concerns and vulnerabilities of small island developing states. We must work to ensure that the UN continues to provide strong leadership and that the UN system gives due attention and is an effective partner for small island developing states in their efforts for sustainable development. In addition, all development actors, including the international financial institutions, regional development banks, the private sector, and civil society, must work together. The private sector can play a particularly important role by encouraging private sector entrepreneurship and connection to markets in order to alleviate debt, to create employment, and to facilitate economic integration. An example in this regard is our $20 million commitment with the Partnership for CARICOM Private Sector Development, which seeks to improve and support private sector participation and investment in key areas and to enable financial institutions to increase their provision of loans to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Canada also supports the CARICOM and Organization of Eastern Caribbean States Secretariats in building their policy development capacity and strengthening the management of regional and sub-regional market integration. In conclusion, it is only through cooperation and working collectively to meet the objectives put forth in the Mauritius strategy that small island developing states will continue to make progress towards its full implementation. As responsible members of the international community, we must work together, as well as with partners in the private sector, to address the challenges faced by small island developing states so that the objectives enshrined in the Mauritius strategy are realized. Thank you.
I thank the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Canada for his statement.